But again, Trump saying as recently as this morning that the payment, again, was logged as a legal expense.
All right, if you're just getting caught up, we've got the guy to help you to do so. Host of Sunday Report, John Glasgow. He is live outside that courthouse with more. John.
Yeah, Sean, Emma, well, the man who once said he would take a bullet for his former boss testified today that he lied and covered up these alleged affairs out of loyalty and respect for his boss, Mr. Trump. However, he's singing a very different tune in the courtroom today. But his testimony implicates Trump. The question is whether or not the jury will actually believe him given his track record. So Michael Cohen this morning is back on the stand. But this morning, Trump left Trump Tower and walked into court with a large entourage of his supporters, including North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum, former GOP presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, Florida Congressman Corey Mills and Byron Donalds, and House Speaker Mike Johnson, who had this to say just a few moments ago. Watch this.
The star witness here is Michael Cohen. I just listened to a few moments of his testimony this morning, and it is consistent with what he's already done. This is a man who is clearly on a mission for personal revenge, and who is widely known as a witness who has trouble with the truth.
So Michael Cohen avoided reporters leaving his apartment this morning as he took the stand again for a second day. Prosecutor Susan Hoffinger picked up the testimony here. She focused in on Cohen's meeting with Trump and Allen Weisselberg and the planned reimbursement. Now, Cohen said that he visited the White House in February of 2017 and had a conversation with Trump in the Oval Office. He claims Trump told him to work with Allen Weisselberg on a payment plan. So Cohen says that he got 11 checks and responses for 11 invoices for a total of $420,000. So the prosecution, it's been slow going here because they're directly confirming each of these alleged false statements on the record that would include those invoices and those checks. They're getting Cohen to say that they were false and that they were not for legal fees. Trump's defense, though, is likely going to argue that those statements, he was acting as his lawyer at the time, and that was reimbursement for the fees that he was allegedly charging the Trump organization. So around this same time, Cohen secretly recorded audio of his boss, a violation of attorney-client privilege, and again brings into question Cohen's credibility. Watch this.
And I've spoken to Allen Weisselberg about how to set the whole thing up with
so what are we going to pay?
Funding. Yes. And it's all the stuff. All the stuff, because you never know where that company, you never know where he's going to be. Correct. So I'm all over that. And I spoke to Allen about it when it comes time for the financing, which will be.
Listen, what financing?
We'll have to pay you. So
I'll pay with cash.
No. I got.
So the self-proclaimed fixer there, walking through the payment plan there with Allen Weisselberg, or at least approaching Trump in that conversation about it. Cohen testified that Trump directed him to make these hefty payments to Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal to keep them quiet, two women alleging affairs that Trump is denying. Cohen also testified yesterday that Trump was very upset that he hadn't handled this. So Cohen said that he was had to go and handle this and take care of it. He went to the bank, lied to his wife, and then he opened up an account where he lied to the bank about that account, took out a home equity loan to pay Stormy Daniels, which he labeled management consulting. And Cohen said he did it to avoid this paper trail to Trump. Trump, here's what he had to say walking into court today. Watch.
Will Scharf, highly respected lawyer. Hush money, it's not a crime. Signing an NDA is not a crime. By the way, Congress, everybody in Congress have NDAs. NDAs are very common, non-disclosure agreements. They're not a crime.
So we should hear from Trump's legal team as they will get a chance to cross-examine Michael Cohen at some point here today. That likely will happen after the break. Prosecutors still grilling Michael Cohen here and trying to nail down how this all ties in to the falsification of the business records, which is what the former president is charged with. And so far, we haven't really seen a lot of that. They're really indicating that these checks that were made out to Michael Cohen is enough proof for the district attorney's office to get a conviction. Back to you.